Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time of the day that you're watching this. Glad to have you on this video. I just came across something like this, and this is pretty motivating. Maybe we can encourage each other and keep each other accountable just to know what's out there and what level of effort that we all need to do as an individual in order to live healthy, live strong, and or accomplish a certain mission or career or something that we have in mind. I came across this video here. It's called the U.S. Army Fat Camp helping would-be recruits lose weight. So I guess they have like a fat camp. A lot of people are getting let's say offended by the name fat, or just by the word, by the name fat camp, or even the word fat and stuff like that. And I don't really use that word, because when you call somebody fat, that means they're all just fat. You know, their body just made out of fat. No, we got muscle, we have water weights, we have body fat weight, we have bones, we have intestines. So that's, you know, it's not about calling somebody fat, but they're using it here as a fat camp. We're trying to, or they're actually trying to regulate their body fat percentage. And that's one thing that I've always been saying, that we all need to be aware of our body fat percentage. There's a certain body fat percentage that we all need to maintain or have in order for our bodies to function properly. So with that said, let's go into this video here. Let's see what we can get into. And let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys have a question. Let me know in the comment section. Let's get into it.
Family Day at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. The first time relatives have seen their loved ones since they've been transformed into soldiers. The crowd goes wild.
So this is the official U.S. Army graduation day, from civilians to recruits to Army to soldiers. So this is the first time they're all getting to see them, just like in the Marine Corps and the graduation day. They haven't seen their kids in 3 months. So now here is the Army side. By the way, if you're new here to my channel, my name is Manny. I'm a certified personal trainer, creator, owner, and lead instructor of Manny's Fitness program. We specialize in indoor boot camp and personal training here in Lompoc, California. And we also do online coaching for weight loss, muscle building, and overall better health and performance. If you're interested in those services, my website is in the description box, mannysfitnessprogram.com. Let's continue.
Fort Jackson is a soldier factory. Around half the country's troops are trained here. Literally hundreds pass out every week. 45,000 come through here each year.
But despite the huge numbers, recently the US military has had something of a recruitment crisis. The worst recruitment crisis, in fact, since it binned conscription 50 years ago.
Oh, wow. A crisis in recruiting. And that's because a lot of civilians right now are not meeting the standards. And one of them is going to be just being overweight. A lot of people are gaining more weight nowadays. So don't be the one that just sits around and don't really do anything about it, because it is becoming an epidemic to where we're continually being satiated, and we're also just going towards just not moving anymore. We have so many conveniences, fast food, new processed foods, products, stuff like that. And not only that, a lot of surgery is coming into the fitness arena or health arena, using surgery in order to, remove any body fat or try to get the body back in its healthy state. But there's nothing better than doing it the normal way, which is exercise, a good diet, good sleep, and then water intake. That's the best way, healthiest way that you can get in shape.
Last year, it only managed to enlist 75% of the soldiers it needed. But the problem isn't a shortage of applicants. The problem is a shortage of applicants able to pass the entry tests.
Wow. So people are applying. They're trying out. They're trying to get into the Army boot camp, but their body composition is way off. Like I said, a lot of people right now are gaining more weight than usual. So let's help each other by, there's a time and place to treat ourselves. There's nothing wrong with going and having a burger from a fast food restaurant, as long as you don't do it, make it a habit, and you have a workout regimen in place. Just because you're working out doesn't mean you can go eat fast food on a daily basis or treat yourself with high carb, high sugary, high salty foods just because you're working out, or consume more alcohol because you're working out. No, the body can only do so much. Recovery and performance comes from food, rest, and water intake.
And for many, that was on account of their weight. So in an attempt to resolve recruiting issues and at the same time help young Americans achieve their dreams, the US Army started an experiment. They created the Future Soldier Preparatory course with two strands, one helping those who failed academically and the other helping with weight loss, which some have affectionately dubbed Army Fat Camp.
Academic and body composition. They might have just started this recently, which I think is a good thing. The thing with this, I see it as a good thing, because at the end of the day, no matter how you become a soldier, that's fine. Whatever you needed to go through, if you needed to go to the fat camp, that's fine. If you needed to go to an academic camp, that's fine. Whatever we need to do to help each other. And that's good for the Army to create this, because hey, we need to put our tax dollars to a good cause. Here's the thing, though. Are we wasting our tax money on this? Instead of us taking care of ourselves before we get overweight, we get unhealthy, now we got to spend our tax dollars in order to prepare and be able to get into boot camp. And then you go into boot camp and qualify, because you qualify to go to boot camp, but in boot camp you can be disqualified. When I was a drill instructor in the Marine Corps, we start with like around 100 plus recruits, and at the end maybe 30 we lose around 30 to 40 recruits at the end of the cycle. So in the Marine Corps, in the Air Force, in the Army, whatever branch it is, just because you go to boot camp doesn't mean you're going to come out a soldier, a sailor, or Marine, or this and that. So let's keep that in mind.
I've always struggled with my weight.
Alexia was desperate to join the Army, but at 5 feet tall and weighing 113 kilograms at the time, she was nowhere near the maximum percentage body fat required. Then she came here.
I really appreciate the drill sergeants pushing me, and then also just being there, having that support, because that's what really gets me. I'm sorry. Yeah. So them, because it's hard when you don't have the support. So then coming here and having that, it was really nice for me. My parents do support me, but it's not the same way. They also struggled with weight, so it's they couldn't really help me. So it's having people that can help you and are pushing you, that was really nice for me. And if it wasn't for this, I probably wouldn't be here right now, so yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to. I was trying so hard. I was trying so hard not to cry.
Let's get out.
That was heartfelt right there. That was straight from the heart. And that is true. Motivation, encouragement. Being around same-minded individuals. That's what I do here. And I get this a lot. Just the support, the motivation, the environment, somebody to lead you, to guide you, to give you instructions, hold you accountable. We need all that. Is rare nowadays. I created Manny's Fitness program in 2009, and ever since I started it started to grow organically, because I have that in the program, to where the support, the motivation, the encouragement, the guidance, the structure, the accountability, all that is in the program. And I'm not even talking about the type of workouts we do. The type of workouts are something else as well. We always do cardio, core, and strength training all best of all three worlds, because we need all that. We need cardio, we need core, and we need strength training. So it's hard to do that on your own. It's got to be structured, it's got to be balanced, it's got to be within some modifications, so on and so on. So if you're watching this video right now and you're from Lompoc, California, send me a message and I'll give you a 50% discount. Just because you're here watching this video with me, go ahead and email me, getfit@mannysfitnessprogram.com, and I can give you a 50% discount to join our indoor boot camp or personal training, or even do online coaching, only on this video, okay? Only on this video. So let's continue.
After it. Let's get after it.
I was more than fine coming here because I knew they were very trained professionals that would help me out properly losing weight. This is my third week, 17 days. It's going very well. I should be taping out next week due to just what I've been losing weight by. I've lost probably about 25 pounds already and 4 inches on my waist.
And it shows in my clothes. Like my clothes are a lot like right now, like I look like kind of skinny. When I got here, I was a little rounder. So now I'm a little flatter, which I appreciate. Little by little, I feel more fit and I can do things a little bit more athletic. So it makes me feel good. I'm like, yeah, I'm sporty, I'm athletic.
Try to do
That's awesome. That is awesome right there. And since they have a certain body fat percentage standard, there's a max amount that you can have or else you'd be disqualified. That's a really good deal, because if they're continually checking their body fat, that means they know that they're losing body fat and not just weight, just water weight or even muscle weight. There is such a thing as losing muscle weight. If you train too much and not eat enough and don't sleep enough, you will lose muscle. You will lose muscle. So you have to be careful that you're not just looking at the scale and wanting it to go down because you want to be at a certain weight. You have to wait. You have to check your body fat, because sometimes your body fat is going to be going down, but your weight stays the same because you gain a little bit of muscle throughout your weight loss. Therefore, whatever you lose on body fat weight, you regain it on muscle mass and or a little bit of more water retention. When you stimulate the muscle, when you break down the muscle fiber tissue, when you work out, that burning sensation, that means your body's going to hold a little bit more water than usual because of the recovery session. So that's good that they're doing that they're actually going based on body fat percentage. I love that.
3 sessions a day. More so circuits through the day, keeping them moving. We're gonna do 1 heavy, 1 moderate, or 1 light. Keep moving, keep moving. It's supposed to hurt. Every single drill sergeant is gonna handle stuff. And
that's cool. Yeah, and that's their PFT, the fitness test, the fitness test from the Army, physical fitness test. They have this push-up to where, which is good because you go all the way down and then you get back up. You got to spread your arms on the sides and then do a push-up. So you come down to your chest and back up. I've done it before. I've actually done a video. If you look into my videos on Manny's Fitness Program YouTube or Manny Ramos Motivation YouTube, I have a video there where I tried myself with the Army PFT, and I did a ton of these push-ups right here. And they're good. I like it.
In a different manner. My way of motivating them is really just going along with them, doing exercises with them, or pulling them to the side, having a little chat with them, and making sure that they have their focus on their goal, which their goal is to get out of the Future Soldier program and get over to BCT. It's supposed to burn. That's a good thing.
They were like, just don't give up on yourself. As long as you don't give up on yourself, we won't give up on you. You give us 100%, we'll give you 200%. Having somebody like constantly like motivating you, letting you know like you got this, we got your back, like it's been really nice.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. That's almost what I'm doing here, just in the civilian side, and so accountability is the big one. One thing that we have here is meal plans. The meal plans are very crucial here in the program as well. Once you get a meal plan here where we tailor it to you, you're eating enough calories, not too little, not too much, right on the right track for yourself, and also protein. Making sure that you're consuming enough protein throughout those calories that you're allotted. Everybody has a daily calorie requirement, either deficit, maintenance, or surplus. Whatever your goal is, then you're going to go ahead and adjust your daily calorie intake. From there, through the calories that you are required, making sure that you're consuming at least 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So it's crucial. And once you get that right, just stay consistent. The body will have no option but to transform. It's awesome.
Try to stand as tall as you can.
Fort Jackson was instructed to set up the pilot in July last year. In the first 6 months, it had been so successful they'd created a second battalion, and the Army has now launched another course in Georgia. It was Lieutenant Colonel Hayes and his team who were tasked with creating the first one.
It's been overwhelmingly so.
It's successful because, like I said earlier, we are in an epidemic of obesity. That's why it's successful. But that's good that, you know, we're going to be able to still adapt and overcome this whole obesity epidemic. The thing with this, one thing that I give it as a negative input is we shouldn't come down to this. We shouldn't come down to us creating a separate camp before you go to real camp and then you become a soldier. You know, our tax dollars are going towards that. So we have to be mindful of that. And again, we have to have some self-control out here. We have a lot of good programs out here in Lompoc, in my area, in other cities. I've came across a lot of good programs. It's rare, to tell you the truth, it is rare to find a good fitness instructor nowadays. It's getting more rare, just like how it is to it being more rare meeting somebody that's in really great shape.
I think at times it was intimidating. I think part of it was because it was way outside a lot of our comfort zone going in. And there was a mindset change and a disciplined learning environment evolution that we had to go through here. And turning, you know, a 200-person organization on a dime in a couple weeks to make that change is a challenge. It was more of an education piece on our part, realizing that nutrition and good sleeping habits are a bigger impact on someone losing body fat in a healthy way. I would also say it made us all take an honest look at ourselves and invest more in each one of us to be better, as we're now the role models for the people we're trying to help.
Leading by example. Leading by example. So if you're watching this from my YouTube channel, you might be watching this on my Manny Ramos Motivation YouTube channel or Manny Ramos YouTube channel. I mean Manny's Fitness Program YouTube channel. Right now I'm running 2 YouTube channels, and I'm also on Facebook. So you might be watching from all those 3 platforms. And you probably notice me continually preaching to lead by example, right? One of our models in my Manny Ramos Motivation group or channel is upgrading others, leading by example. That's our motto there in the Manny Ramos Motivation. Upgrading others, leading by example.
So smooth. Exercise alone won't shed the pounds. This is a holistic program incorporating mental and spiritual aspects, sleep and nutrition.
Right now we're going to go inside the dining facility and see defect operations.
The required body fat percentage ranges between 18 and 26% for men and 26 and 34% for women.
That's nice. What I tell you, that's beautiful. The average for men is around 15%-ish. And for women, it's around 25%-ish. As we get older, we do need a little bit more body fat because as we get older, as you know, we tend to lose a little bit of muscle. Our bones tend to become a little bit weaker depending how we've been taking care of ourselves. Resistance training will strengthen the bones. Okay, so let's not forget about bone density and making sure that we're eating the right nutrition in order to continually re-strengthen the bones as well. And of course, building muscle throughout our lifetime. We don't want to end up super weak, unhealthy because we didn't do that before we turned 100 years old.
Dependent on height.
As you can see on the defect operations, you have the food labeled in a green, amber, red status. Green being the healthiest and red being towards the left in your not so healthy options. Per Army Regulation 350-6, We cannot tell a student that they are not allowed to eat anything on the hotline. However, with proper mentorship and education, they're making those wise decisions and able to make those choices on their own. And the idea is to have a well-balanced meal that incorporates all those leafy greens and colorful vegetables.
Letting students make their own decisions is key. Short-term weight loss just won't work. The US Army audits weight throughout a soldier's career, and registering too heavy twice in 1 year can be grounds for permanent discharge.
That is awesome. The only thing they're missing is daily calorie requirement, because again, they can be choosing all green colors, but then green colors carry very low calorie, way too low to where they're going to be under eating. You don't want to under eat and then work out 7 days out of the week. You don't want to under eat and you're doing resistance training, cardio, core, all that. The body will shut down. It'll go into catabolic state. It'll lose muscle. You'll feel fatigue. You'll feel weak. Yeah, you'll lose some weight, but some of that weight can be muscle and water retention and maybe a little bit of body fat, but you don't want that. You want just to reduce body fat. The water will come out just by you making the body sweat.
Our fruit, nuts, sunflower seeds, just the best things for them, but try to keep the soldiers healthy and happy at all times.
Nutrition's one of the main domains that we go after. Nutrition is what's going to help the systemic problem and helping them lose that body fat. So the physical training is going to come second, but where we get our most bang for our buck is really the nutrition aspect of the Future Soldier Prep course.
That's awesome.
Reword, translate, or rephrase, yes.
In one of the many classrooms on site, students on the academic version of the course are hard at work. Their goal is to pass the Armed Forces qualification test.
Wow, this is interesting. I wonder if they have it for all branches, not only the Army, because man, we need recruits. We need bodies in the military, and that's one comment that I made to somebody a couple of days ago. I mentioned that we were having less bodies in the military, and now I'm finding out that not only because people just don't want to join the military, we're living a more convenient or comfort lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle, but also overweight. They just cannot pass the physical fitness requirement.
As soon as they do, they can head straight off to begin basic training. For those on the fitness stream, the objective is to come within 6% of the Army's required body fat for their height. In both cases, they have around 90 days in which to do it.
I think it's an amazing opportunity to meet the youth of America halfway. Us investing in them. I mean, I would argue those that don't make it through either the academic or the fitness track are going back to society better. Because we're investing in them in life skills and getting them to understand how to better take care of themselves and invest in themselves and help them probably build a little confidence along the way.
Got to invest in yourself. That's an investment. That's one thing that we talk about too little. We have to talk about how to invest in ourselves. When we spend in good food, when we spend in a fitness program, when we spend on proper workout gear, stuff like that, supplements, then we're investing in ourselves. The body is going to love you. We got to have that kind of mentality. We have to learn that ourselves and then teach it to the next generation or our kids and stuff like that.
So I was really excited because I knew at the end of the day, I was actually going to get to make the difference in a lot of people's lives. I mean, we change lives every day here.
Today, 4 students who'd initially failed to get into the Army are graduating.
Thank you. I miss you.
It was just, I was too busy crying. I'm the sensitive one in the family, so I was too busy. I'm still crying. Very proud of him.
Among them is William. He didn't get in on account of his weight.
I'm one of the brothers that didn't get the good metabolism from my parents. The drill sergeants there, they helped motivate us and get us past.
How do they do that? How do they motivate you?
They yell. Yeah, they do what drill sergeants do best.
All right, Gary.
Yeah, so that's the thing. He said that I got the metabolism that my parents gave me, to where he's saying that he has low metabolism. And yeah, that can be true. I don't think it's genetic. It can have a little bit of it, but as you grow and you build muscle, you raise your metabolism. You got to strengthen the muscle. Not only bulk, I'm talking about lean muscle tissue. That'll raise your metabolism. So this guy here needed to do a little bit more strength training, making sure that you're eating enough to build that lean muscle tissue, fast twitch, slow twitch muscle fiber tissue in order to raise your metabolism. So you can't change that. You can't change the type of metabolism you have.
Ready! Go!
Keep working.
Most of the U.S. has been more overweight in most recent years, and it's a fact. I'm one of them. And just having that program allows, issues to be solved. It allows the military to get more members, because I know they're struggling at the moment. It helps. It solves a lot of problems.
Let's get down to 4.
To date, only 3% of those starting the course have failed to make it. Almost 6,000 new soldiers who'd originally failed to get in the Army have already graduated. Hannah King, Forces News in South Carolina.
Wow, that is interesting right there. That is very interesting. So there you have it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty interesting take on the new Army Fat Camp or even academic camp. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Before you leave this video right here, if you're watching from my YouTube channel, make sure you guys hit the like button, okay? Hit the like button. And also, if you're new here to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you don't miss my future videos. If you're watching this from Facebook, glad to have you. Hope I motivated you a little bit. Let's motivate each other. Let's motivate others. Upgrading others, leading by example. But there it is right there. You guys take care. Be safe. Mind, body, and strive.